You know we at CBR love our superhero matchups. We've already covered who is the fastest speedster of them all, so now it's time to figure out which one of our favorite heroes truly is the strongest. Let's start again with the top 3 contenders across our favorite 3 categories: Marvel, DC, and anime. Jumping into the Marvel Comics universe, this seems like a pretty easy answer, right? It's gotta be the Incredible Hulk. This world-breaking gamma-radiated bruiser is famous for being the strongest character that all the others in the Marvel universe are tested against. Unfortunately, while the Hulk's powers are truly incredible, they aren't quite on the cosmic scale of some other heroes. The Sentry, Silver Surfer, and Galactus are just a few Marvel characters who could take the unjolly green giant down a few pegs. If this were a few years ago, I likely would have given this honor to one of them. But in the very recent past, though, one Marvel hero got a massive power boost that gives him the long-awaited title of Strongest Avenger. That's right, I'm talking about the one and only God of Thunder, Thor. As strong as the hammer-loving superhero is, his power is usually not quite up to the levels of some of the other cosmic characters in Marvel's pantheon. That all changed in the exciting follow-up in Jason Aaron's run, where Danny Cates gives us perhaps the most OP Thor of all time. You see, this Thor has just been crowned the new Allfather. Not only did he claim his father's crown, but his fancy Odin Force powers as well. If that wasn't enough of a godly level up for you, Galactus then arrives and makes Thor his newest herald, giving him the power cosmic as well. Seriously, Thor is one Phoenix Force away from being the most powerful being possible in the Marvel Universe. The DC Universe is a bit less complex where the strongest hero designation is concerned. Sure, there are all sorts of superheroes with crazy power levels like Shazam and Wonder Woman. None of them compare to the one we all know is gonna win this one though, Superman. I mean, this is a guy who is so overpowered that in the movie, the rest of the Justice League were unable to so much as budge him. It really makes you wonder why he even needed a Justice League in the first place, but maybe the Snyder Cut has that answer. Weirdly enough, that's not even one of the more powerful Supermen. Superman 1,000,000 is the end-all be-all of Supermen. This golden Superman from the far, far future is so powerful that he's the one guy all the other Supermen wouldn't be able to budge. We hear other legendary heroes talk about this Superman as if his powers were truly infinite. If you didn't think Superman was overpowered before, you definitely should now. That brings us to our anime heroes. Now, there are so many incredibly powerful heroes from across a ton of amazing franchises that it's hard to narrow down to 3 big contenders. Perhaps the most popular today are All Might, Saitama, and Goku. While All Might is certainly My Hero Academia's #1 hero, he's no match against someone like Saitama. Even someone with One for All would likely get the famous one-punch KO from the Bald Wonder. So how could Goku stack up against Saitama? Well, the closest fight he's ever had was against Boros, and just judging from that fight alone, it's safe to say that he might be Ultra Instinct level or even above it. So I may have to give it to, oh wait a moment, drum roll please, Goku's not actually the strongest Dragon Ball character. After he got slapped around by a newly canonical Broly, Goku was forced to combine with his best frenemy to form the unstoppable Gogeta. This fused hero has shown powers that would likely give Saitama that brutal defeat he's been so desperate for. So we've managed to narrow down our list to King Thor, possessor of both the Odin Force and the power cosmic, Gogeta, possessor of both powers of Vegeta and Goku, and Superman 1,000,000. Let's just say he possesses the power of 1,000,000 Supermen. It's probably pretty accurate. So let's look at the greatest feats of strength for these 3 heroes. King Thor made some serious headlines when he was hitched up to Galactus as his herald. Some fans were not too happy that after waiting years to see Thor take the throne, that he was immediately made Galactus' lapdog. Well, that didn't last very long. While the pair were taking on a cosmic entity known as the Black Winter, Thor had enough of his boss and quit in perhaps the most metal fashion ever. Thor straight up slayed Galactus. To put this into perspective, Galactus is more or less the living embodiment of the cosmos itself. So Thor basically took out a cosmic force of nature. Yeah, that's right. He may have missed his chance to take down Thanos in Infinity War, but the comic Thor made a crater where Galactus' chest used to be, and then used it as a bomb to take out the Black Winter. If that wasn't enough for you, he then showed the feat off by using Galactus' iconic helmet as his new castle. If I were Noob Master 69, I'd be totally scared right now. As far as weaknesses go, while King Thor may be incredibly powerful, he doesn't seem to be incredibly fast. All the power in the world can't necessarily help you if you don't have the speed to back it up. Though if you use this power to wipe out a solar system, how fast do you really need to be? So while I love Dragon Ball, I've long held the idea that there were no real surprises left for the franchise. Sure, we've seen Goku achieve some pretty incredible power levels in Super, but it didn't quite have the shock value of that first big Super Saiyan moment. Then I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly and I was like, nah, they can totally still surprise us. You see, when faced with the legendary Super Saiyan, Goku and Vegeta were forced to fuse into their strongest combination yet, Gogeta. So how could they illustrate the combined might of these two Super Saiyan gods? Well, by having Gogeta literally punch Broly out of reality. Can you imagine being Broly, and this little guy somehow hits you so hard that it breaks the laws of physics around you, only to be punched back? To this day, physicists haven't figured out how exactly Gogeta managed to pull off this feat. To be fair, they haven't really been trying, but still, you know. As far as weaknesses go, Gogeta's greatest is the time limit that's put on his fusion. While this would be terrible for most heroes, any Dragon Ball fan could tell you that Goku and company can make 5 minutes stretch on for like 30 episodes. That brings us to Superman 1 million. Of all the heroes we've mentioned, this is the one who we've actually seen the least of. That being said, we do know quite a bit about his power level, and that it is insane. You see, this version of the Man of Steel decided to chill out on a new fortress of solitude inside the frickin' sun. And after a few thousand years or so, his body soaked up so much sunlight that he was basically a god among gods. Seriously, it was said that this Superman was able to venture even to cosmic realms like the DC Heaven and Hell. The implication here is that Goldilocks Superman may very well have been more powerful than beings like Lucifer Morningstar or the Presence. His power was so infinite that even the Green Lantern Kyle Rayner was at a complete loss for words about how to describe being around him. He's a freaking Green Lantern! At this point, Rayner had fought alongside angels, superheroes, and vast cosmic entities beyond reason. Yet this Superman was the one who blew his mind. As far as weaknesses go, not even kryptonite is enough for this Superman. He's been alone for eons, so I'm gonna say maybe boredom? So these guys are the OP of the OP. They are so powerful that the other OP lords like Thanos, Saitama, and Shaggy from Scooby-Doo all have to bend a knee. These three are literally so powerful that the laws of nature have no sway over them. So let's have them punch each other, shall we? So let's set the stage for this battle of the OP Titans. Let's say standard tournament to power style showdown where all universes fight until only one is left standing. Imagine a world where everyone from Marvel, DC, and every anime you've ever seen have fought to the last man. Littered around the arena are the exhausted, battered warriors like Naruto, Ichigo, Wonder Woman, Hulk, and the entire Green Lantern Corps. The only warriors still fighting out there are the Allfather himself, King Thor, and the most super of all the Saiyans, Gogeta. Both of these warriors have years of experience in power, so great that a missed blast is enough to obliterate an entire planet. King Thor is blasting at Gogeta with wave after wave of cosmic energy and god-powered lightning. The only thing that's kept Gogeta in the game thus far is his incredible speed, allowing him to dodge the full might of the Asgardian god. As any DBS fan will tell you, Gogeta only has 7 minutes before his time is up, and Goku and Vegeta would be forced to take on this threat themselves. So this wouldn't be much about trading power for power, as it would be waiting for an opening to inflict maximum damage. Once King Thor begins to tire of obliterating lifeless planets in his assault on Gogeta, the fused Saiyan would then get in close to start battering King Thor across the cosmos. These hits would be so hard that King Thor would be flung from one universe to the next, without a split second to catch his breath before the next attack. Frustrated by his faster opponent, King Thor then unleashes a wave of power, forcing Gogeta back. He would summon all of his power into one enormous blast to end it all. Gogeta charges up his ultimate Kamehameha to meet it head-on. As King Thor blasts the combined might of the power cosmic and the Odin Force, Gogeta then uses instant transmission to get behind King Thor to obliterate him in a blinding blue wave of energy. Now that's done, Gogeta flies up to the sun to challenge the only fighter who has yet to show himself, Superman 1 million. With only a few minutes left in the fusion, Gogeta then unleashes another ultimate Kamehameha at Superman 1 million. Once the smoke clears, Gogeta is shocked to discover that the golden superhero is completely unharmed. He then charges at Superman, delivering the most powerful blows that his body can manage. It doesn't even budge him. Eventually time runs out and the fusion reverts Vegeta and Goku back into their bodies. The battle is clearly done. This being the Superman of all Supermen though, he'd likely use that incredible power to save all the other universes. It's kinda his thing. After the work is done, Superman would return to his solar fortress, then King Thor would return to Asgard while Goku and Vegeta begin to train again. They now have a new rival to defeat. That's also kinda their thing. Our winner is Superman 1 million. It was a fierce fight between some of the greatest of all time. but Superman 1,000,000 is the only one out there who has limitless abilities beyond all reason. To be fair to King Thor and Gogeta, Superman 1,000,000 was created by Grant Morrison to be the be-all end-all Superman forever. If you've ever read Morrison or watched Doom Patrol, you know that he's not one that cares at all about realism, even by comic book standards. The entire design of this character was to be the OP of all OPs, as a true monument to one of the all-time comic book greats. All the cosmic powers and reality-bending punches in the world can't compete with how weird Grant Morrison is. There you have it, our pick for the strongest hero of all time. Who do you guys think should win it all? You think Saitama could one-punch KO Superman 1,000,000? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more from CBR.